Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. For us, Sunday. Um, this is episode 21 of the Everything in Moderation podcast, and I have Eric here to get the chat started.
How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about climate change.
Wow.
Well, and also like Texas, but kind of one and the same. So before we get into discussion, we need to talk about my man, Ted Cruz, and we need to make fun of him. Because why not? So basically, he left Texas during the whole like snow winter storm when everyone lost power, lost running water and all that. And he went to Cancun, Mexico, and everyone was clowning him. So I thought we had another fun. But to be honest, I don't have as much of a problem with it as a lot of other people, or as a lot of people would think I would. I mean, like, on one hand, what is he really gonna do, like, to if he's there? And second of all, if he wants to go on vacation, he should be allowed to go on vacation. Everyone should be encouraged to go on vacation. Vacation for everyone.
Yeah. I think with just him in particular, I would agree because he's a senator. What could he really do? It would have been more fucked up if the governor left.
Yeah.
That would have been a little more fucked up. But like he's just a senator. So like I mean I guess some people are like, yeah, but like he's one of the state's leaders, but I don't know.
I guess I can kind of see that, but like the law should have been changed before this came into like a problem. Like they should have planned for this ahead of time. Not
They
like
actually had they had the data too. Like
I mean,
I think meteorologists said that this was going to happen beforehand, like weeks before.
really.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
just read
god,
that
that's so bad.
just before we started talking, and then I was like, well, if they knew about it, why didn't they do anything about it? Because
I
apparently,
get,
like,
dude. It's like so weird though because they never have this type of weather in Texas. So like they
um,
just panic when they get it. Like up north, we're like, all right, whatever. Guess we went to school today.
I think I read somewhere that it had to do with like the pipelines and stuff that like produced heat in people's homes, whereas here it's like insulated, so like if there is extreme cold, they won't burst, whereas in Texas it's not. So like I know that the meteorologists like uh gave this forecast maybe 2 3 weeks before it happened. So like in reality, like how many pipelines are you going to change within that amount of time? Um, I don't know, but maybe they could have done something. I'm not really too sure how pipeline making pipeline insulated works.
And not my area of expertise.
No, it is not. um, yeah. So so I saw it from Time magazine that the meteorologists, I think, right? No, maybe the other one. Ugh. It's pretty wild though.
Yeah,
What's the temperature down
they
there?
were so right. Like these extreme like weather situations are kind of pissing me off now. Like I feel like it snows every other day now.
Yeah, I think we're getting more tomorrow.
No way.
let me see. Yeah, we are 100%.
I'm so over it.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So like, I mean, if we just look at like back home, it's gonna be 30. It's probably not gonna stick tomorrow because it says 37, so that's good. But um, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I think it was supposed to snow, but like it changed to rain because the temperature is gonna be higher.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can finally get this snow off the freaking ground because it is a pain to drive around here. That's for sure.
Facts. So
Um,
climate change. Let me give a shout out to this book, The Sixth Extinction in Unnatural History. Um, it was a book basically about like how humans are influencing like the natural species in the world. And it was interesting because I like when I first picked it up, I thought it was just gonna be like oh, like we drive cars and then we kill all the animals, but it was more like unexpected ways that we would like harm other species. So like because we travel so much like throughout like all different like continents and stuff, we're transmitting all new diseases all over the world and like killing all these animals that like were never exposed to these weird diseases. So
Uh-huh.
like even if we stop like emitting all these like greenhouse gases, like we're never going to stop the effects that we have on like the species, which is interesting.
Do you think that certain like animal species are just, I don't want to say meant to die, but like there's some like species in the past that are now extinct due to just like somewhat natural causes, or like they didn't adapt to the new surroundings or whatever. Do you think that this is a case, or it's a little more like deviant?
I think it's a little more deviant because it's happening like so much quicker than if it was just for natural causes. Like this book like cites like specific numbers. I forget what they were, but it was like two species per day become extinct like in normal times, and they're calling this like the sixth extinction. So like since I think it was like the 1960s they started seeing this like upbeat. It was like 100 species a day are going extinct.
Wow. Did so what's causing that?
All different types of stuff like weather changes, humans traveling and like taking over like different environments, and just like spreading diseases. There was one that was interesting. It was talking about how like bacteria attaches to like people's shoes, and then they take a plane and they go to like another area, and then they bring this bacteria to the frogs, and they kill like all the frogs. It's just like a like terribly deadly bacteria to frogs, and like it's never traveled outside of like a small area until like humans started bringing it there.
So did the book highlight any ways that that could be fixed or mitigated, or if you have your own?
I mean, I don't think it can really be fixed, but I think it can be like slowed down if people have like more knowledge about what we're doing. Like in that specific case, probably not, but just like knowing like the things you do have an impact on like so many different species could help people, and also like bring more awareness to like keeping these species alive.
Like yeah, you definitely, what's like one besides the frogs, like what was like one maybe more well-known species that is going extinct or is extinct at this point?
Let me see.
I know that polar bears are really threatened right now.
Yeah, well, this book was more about the like unknown animals that are going extinct, because I feel like everyone kind of knows like polar
Yeah, it
bears.
makes
Like,
sense.
polar bears are adorable. Like I'm very upset that they're going extinct. Yeah, I don't know. They talked about the great, what's it called, the Great Barrier Reef. There was a chapter about that, about how like 50% of it is like gone now from pollution, and there's like wide lasting impacts from that. Not just that it looks pretty, even though it does.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is like just one of those things where like it is hard to find like a solution. Obviously, you could mitigate it and bring more awareness to certain things, but it's not like you could just save everything.
Yeah, I know. That's why I think like taking like small steps towards it is very important. That like
Yeah.
I feel like I would pretty like, this is the most important, to make it like about politics. This is like the most important like voting issue for me. I'd probably, to be honest, I'd probably vote for whatever side is doing the most about climate change at the end of the day, because that is like the scariest issue for me. Like all the other stuff we argue about, it's like it's not the biggest deal, but this is literally like could be the death of us.
Yeah. So, just to kind of bring it to like current topics, what has Joe Biden done in the his uh first month as president, and what do you expect him to try to do more of?
Honestly, I don't even know. Has he even done anything about climate change?
No. I did see some interesting stat uh
He
today.
said he was going to do something.
I saw an interesting stat about some other issue, but
Yeah, I don't see anything about that. I feel like he always talks about it but doesn't do anything.
Well, just as an aside, I don't really want to get into this. We do have to have an episode on deportation too. We haven't done that yet, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I think it was like Biden said that he wouldn't deport anybody in his first like 100 days of office, and there's been like 24,819 people deported already. That's when you kind of know that it's just like
Yeah.
it's just for votes. Everything, mostly everything they say. I mean, there is some obviously some truth, but and I think that there's some matters out of his control. Like I don't know if he could actually control that, but
Like I get like promising something like that, but it's like I remember during the debates he was talking about like, oh, I don't like the Green New Deal. I got the Biden plan. What? I haven't heard anything about that since like the debate. Is that
yeah.
even a thing? Probably just made it up. All my homies.
It wasn't. I remember when we talked about the debate. You went on the website and you're like, yeah, it looks okay. But I don't know if it's actually been like implemented. I mean, we had a whole episode I think about like where we talked about like him implementing that deal, and then it vastly hinges on who gets like elected next time and if they like get rid of it.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with climate change, there's not much you can do in 4 years. So I feel like they should. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a liberal pussy, but I think they should just pass the Green New Deal. Like, what's the worst that happens? Like, we don't die. I don't know. Our economy goes down a little bit because we try to save the planet.
The economy wouldn't go down because all the clean energy stocks would go up. um,
But I do think there's something to be said for like the long lasting impacts if like the United States signed like a deal like that. Like other countries would definitely follow.
I
As
think
much
that
as
that's
I hate to admit it, the United States is like a big time leader in this kind of stuff.
mhm. We actually talked about that on the international podcast, and we said how like the US in particular is one of like the sort of like a role model to the rest of countries. I mean, maybe not after this past year, but um like either way, there's countries, even though we might not look up to our country at the moment, there's still other countries that do for whatever reason. And but yeah, there's the setting the precedent with a deal like that. I definitely agree with making that like big step would get people more on board, because you need to get like the Indias, the Chinas, Russias, like you got to get them on board too, like really big countries that where most of the, you know, they have a lot of like manufacturing and shit and all that. But yeah, you just need to get them on board too, because otherwise, if we just do it alone and no one really follows us, I mean, we'll be making a difference, but it's not gonna. It's just kind of delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for like someone like Elon Musk who's building factories, like zero emission factories in China and India, like as we speak, which is pretty interesting too. So I guess that's another way to kind of spread it without like the government relying on the government to do something. We just
Yeah.
need Elon Musk to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's where, I mean, I think I like Elon. Elon's a great, well, I mean, he has hate a lot for some reason, but I don't know. I feel like those people just kind of hate themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, Elon's got like all the plans covered here. He's got, all right, he's gonna make these factories, whatever. They're gonna net zero carbon emissions. We're gonna do like green everything, whatever. And then he says, all right, now if all else fails, I'm gonna revolutionize space travel so we can colonize another planet if we have to go somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Geez, man. I do. Can you see us eventually? Um, Probably not in our lifetime, but could you see space travel being like a thing?
Yeah, I think by like the end of our lifetime, we'll start to see like the colony on Mars being made. Like we won't see people living there probably. I don't know, maybe we will, but it'll definitely be like something that like is there instead of just like, oh, it's Mars. Did you see the that rover landed on Mars last week?
I didn't.
I think I saw Elon tweeted about it. It was like a NASA probe or something. I mean, we're really trying to see what's out there on Mars. I'm very curious to see if they find anything interesting.
If there's a video, feel free to share it. I just let you share.
Here's a picture. First color look at Mars. Yeah, this is what Elon tweeted. It looks like America, except there's no houses.
There's gonna be, oh my god, dude, you got so many tabs open. I mean, I have a lot of tabs open as well, but yeah, man. I mean, hey, I would absolutely love the idea of going in space. That shit just seems so
Would
cool.
you want to be one of the people to start the Mars colony or no?
I would like to invent something to help them. Like, because I think a big thing is how's construction gonna work there? Like it's gonna be there's a lot of very simple questions I think you have to ask. And that's necessary to hear. I think probably the fast answer would be, oh, robots will do it. Because I don't know, imagine you're an astronaut or whatever, you're up in space and they're like, all right, you're gonna be a construction worker today too. And you got to carry 2-ton steel beams. I don't even know if could you realistically carry that up there? I don't know how gravity works up there in Mars.
I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode with an astronaut, and it was really interesting. He was talking about how he would have to take up so many different jobs when he was on the International Space Station. He'd be like, all right, today you got to go outside and gather all these things. The next day, it's like, oh, you got to observe the stars or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How widely trained they need to be to do that kind of stuff. I feel like the first few hundred people that go to Mars to colonize are going to be scientists, for research, trying to figure out what they need and then send the information back. And then it's all right, we're drafting out construction workers today.
Makes sense. I mean, and then Dogecoin will be the intergalactic payment for any transactions.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if Elon gets there first. You're like, yes, you're accepting Dogecoin now.
I would definitely go. I feel like that'd be so cool. I'll be the first physical therapist on Mars.
Wow, dude.
Get to figure out all the new Mars treatments.
Dude, what if you found an alien and they wanted they were peaceful and they wanted to get physical therapy and you're trying to oh, I'm feeling pain in my back or whatever, but it's not what they would call their back. They just point to their back. And then you start doing some shit to it and then they're like, why are you touching my ass? I know how this took a segue from climate change to space and aliens, but whatever. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. You guys, if you watch this show, you know what you sign up for here. Just listen. It's topic for the first 10 minutes, and then it just goes on to other things.
It's live talk with a political lens. Deal with it.
Exactly. Satire. Remember, satire. All right, so I'm going to go back to the climate change thing and just look at Biden's plan, Joe's vision. Wow, a 4-minute 54. Yeah, 450 minutes.
Does Joe Biden still have vision? He's kind of old.
Bro, have you seen the videos of him being like a Skyrim NPC?
No.
Dude. I've these have given me life these past few days. They're making so many of them. Hold on. Oh, let me share this.
all the participants in tonight's event.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Bro, like it literally, hold on.
The White House at least has abdicated that role. You know, the rapidly rising and with I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Sometimes I'd be getting like Joe Biden during the day. Just like with my speech, I just be talking like I just can't get my thought across.
I feel that when I'm tired and like whatever wants to come out of my mouth and my brain are like on two different wavelengths, and I just will say nothing.
Yeah, dude. I think it's definitely like like just, not seeing people every day,
Yeah, it throws off the mojo.
Yeah, dude.
Are you? Oh, you're still like online, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about? We can swing this into COVID. What do you think about that? You think it's stupid?
This is probably gonna be one of the most profound things I've ever said. I hope you're ready. So before COVID, I never really like gave any I wasn't really like too crazy about school. I was just like, yeah, let me just get my career, let me make money, let me do my thing. Like I know what I want to do and stuff. But over like the quarantine and being online with school, I've become like a lot more curious in terms of like um just different things. And especially like when we're learning about a topic and in a class or whatnot, maybe we're talking about like I know, especially now, like with my Chinese class that I'm taking, talk about the Chinese economy a lot, and like I go on like a deep dive of that, maybe watch like old movies, old Chinese movies and stuff. And I think that's only because I have so much time now. It's not like, driving up to school, then hanging out with my friends and knowing that I won't do anything but like hang out with my friends, and just goof around. Um, so I think with the whole online thing, I've definitely been more focused. And I mean, I just have a pretty rigorous schedule to keep myself busy throughout the day. There's never like a minute I'm not doing something. Um, except like I mean, I give myself free time. It's not like I'm crazy, but
Yeah.
uh definitely. And before COVID, I wasn't even thinking of going to grad school, but I applied, I got into grad school now, so I'm gonna go. Not because I wanted to help with my career, it's just because like I want to learn more things about especially my major. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But
That's interesting. I feel like I'm kind of the opposite way. Like when my classes went online, I hated it. It was so hard for me to pay attention to anything.
mhm,
But now like I'm back in person and it's so much better. I can't like I like one of my professors is like high risk, so she teaches from Zoom, and that class is so much harder for me to learn. I'd rather be in person, like interacting with people. It's so much better for me, like even mentally and like to like learn.
yeah, I think yeah, I definitely agree to some point. The whole like I think the whole I mean, listen, I didn't really learn much in class. I just like I would just zone out most of the time. Um and to tell you the truth, I don't really pay that much attention during Zoom and stuff. But I think that the assignments that our teachers give is like there's less of a opportunity to just bullshit it and just like like look on Wikipedia and just be able to write like the whole thing just from like that. Um I feel like a lot of my teachers have been using like discussion posts and stuff. I know that like we've been talking about that like past couple of days, like discussion posts that I've made and stuff. Um I feel like discussion posts are a great way to learn because you see other people's frames of thought and it's not like Twitter, especially like when you're talking about like economics and like political stuff. It's just everyone just says what they want and they're like, oh, interesting take, whatever, just move on. No one wants to start an argument in a canvas discussion board.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. Yeah, you can say like something outrageous, and everyone will be like, I respect your opinion, but I disagree."
yeah.
But the one thing I will say about like the whole COVID situation that I do think is a positive is like since like there's less like gatherings, less people to see, like I've been doing so much more reading. Like if it wasn't for COVID, I never would have read this book, and I enjoyed
Yeah, I
every
agree.
second of it.
Mhm. I definitely agree with that. Like
So like on the weekends, if I have like an hour, like I'm just read a book.
Definitely. I mean,
I feel like a lot of people didn't take advantage of the quarantine.
oh, 100%, dude. TikTok galore. Like
And
I don't know.
made
I
TikToks
think
in quarantine. Don't hate.
yeah. I think that definitely during these times is kind of like it's sort of like a make or break kind of thing in terms of your like work ethic and just your personality and drive. I think COVID definitely tested a lot of people's drive and shit. And some people stepped up to the plate. I know like Luke in particular, Luke took a very active role in his family. Like it's cool to see him like kind of be like the man of his house, which is awesome to see. Um, and then other people get the COVID 15 and just kind of waste their lives away. You see like a lot more people are getting like depressed from like not having like social interaction, not seeing people, not being able to hang out with their friends. If like say that their parents are strict with going out, there's still some people I know that like their parents won't let them outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that's like underrated though, or not underrated, but like going outside and everyone wearing a mask, it's so much different than like seeing like someone's face and like seeing them like smile
Yeah.
at you. I don't know. It just that really depresses me, like seeing a mask on someone's face.
Yeah. I it's because like I always think about it consciously. Like when I'm smiling, like under my mask, I'm like, can this person tell I'm smiling? Probably, but like it's
It's
just like
not the
I don't
same.
know.
Like we humans evolved to like read facial expressions, and we just can't do it anymore. It's weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. I was just having a conversation with Mel about this earlier. So, like, when do you think that? Um, I mean, I don't even know what the question to ask here is, but like, when do you think like mask wearing will stop? That could be like the second question. And like, when do you think that COVID will get to a point where maybe like mask wearing is just suggested instead of like mandated?
I feel like for at least the next few years, it's definitely going to be like mandated in winter. But after a few years, it's probably just going to be like wear it if you're high risk. But that's pending the majority of people getting vaccinated. If the majority of people can't get vaccinated, it's still going to be big time masks.
And the vaccine lasts a year. You'd have to get it every year.
I have no idea. I hope it lasts at least a year. They at first they were saying it was maybe 6 months. I don't know.
And that the whole vaccine process for you took like it was 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yep.
Like to get both of them. Yeah, that's
I signed up I got the email the next day. I signed up, and the day after I got the vaccine, the first one. So it was quick like that. But yeah,
what a beast. We actually, I remember you doing your COVID diaries. For the people who didn't see those, oh wow, look at that flex. For the people that didn't see those, you want to just like go into the experience just real
yeah.
quick, and then we'll just end it with that.
All right. So for the first vaccine, not really any side effects. The only thing that bothered me was like a sore arm for a couple days. But other than that, I was good. For the second one, I got the vaccine at like 5 o'clock at night, and within like 2 or 3 hours, my arm started to hurt pretty bad. And by like midnight, I felt like I had like the flu, like the legitimate flu. I had a fever, chills, like couldn't move out of my bed, super achy. I took Tylenol and that helped. But by like that night, like the next night, I was probably like 90%. The next morning, I was 100%. So like it was pretty bad for that one day, but after that, I was good.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a bunch of different things. I've heard some people experience like what you had. And then I've just seen people, they're like, yeah, I just got it. That no side effects whatsoever. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
And it's the same thing with the virus, though. Some people get it with zero symptoms too.
Yeah. The human body is an interesting mechanism.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool to study that. That'd be a good major.
What?
Studying the human body. It's a pretty cool major.
Yeah, it's not like you do that or anything. I can't wait to like you guys start working, like we'll just like plug your practices and stuff. Just be like, yeah, I can check out if you want to get touched by Eric. Go to this.
Hell yeah! I start clinicals this summer though.
Wow, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How many years do you you have another year, right?
Yep. After this, yep.
And it's all year round, summer, winter.
The summers are just clinicals, but I have like normal semesters for the rest of it.
That's good because like your undergrad was you were just slaving away.
Yeah, I have less class now. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. With my graduate program, I think we start in the fall. I kind of wanted to start in the summer, but it's all right.
What program is it?
MBA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, isn't your brother trying to get that too, or no?
I think he's getting his master's in accounting. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what he's doing
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I know your brother was telling me he wanted to start teaching at Ramapo.
Yeah, maybe he'll teach one of your classes.
Maybe. Actually, he'd have to be a doctor first.
Oh.
But I think the cool thing, like I'm staying at Ramapo for my graduate program, just because like I know it, and you know, it's still fun fact. A lot of people don't know that Ramapo's business school is like on par with Rutgers. They have the same accreditation.
Yeah.
So like it's not like you go to Ramapo, but yeah, I'm excited for that. It's only you could be done in a year. It's like the flex plan, so it's just especially because I was a business major beforehand. You could go into it as a non-business major, which I think is pretty crazy because like you're gonna get eaten up alive if you just go in as a non-business major, in my opinion. You have to take prereqs. So like the non-business major going towards the graduate program has to take like, you know, fundamentals of financial accounting, intro to marketing and stuff. Like they have to take all the classes that we took in our undergrad. But like I don't know. I feel like spreading out our knowledge throughout the time is a little bit better for like more well-roundedness than them just kind of cramming it in all in one space. But
that's like PT too. Like you can be any major, you just gotta take like bio, anatomy, chem, all that stuff.
yeah, but like therein lies the point. Like you've taken like all these classes throughout your undergrad, and then now you're coming into your graduate school. It's not easy, but like at least it's not something you haven't totally had no exposure to whatsoever.
Oh yeah, if I was anything but my major, I would not have been able to survive grad school. I can't believe there are people that do it without being exercise science. Crazy.
Oh man. All right, buddy. I think we'll end it there. Thanks for coming.
For having me.
We wish Luke a very good neuro. I think he's studying for his neuro class. He's gonna kill that exam. I know he will. And when he's here next week, hopefully he'll have the grade and he'll be able to like, yeah, I got that, man. I missed the podcast, but it's okay because I delivered the bag.
I missed last week's podcast and I got the bag on my test, so good vibes.
Fun fact. Got Eric said, someone pray for me the night before. And I said, I will pray that God will touch you tonight. And God touched him indeed. Oh man. All right. Eric, have a lovely week.
You too, buddy.
Everyone else, have a lovely week. See you all on Friday. See ya.